Let's move on to the last worksheet, finance. Here we have the input area. For a car, we have the monthly payment, the annual percentage rate, the number of years to pay off the loan, and how many payments per year. We have 12 months, so 12 payments. And we are supposed to figure out formulas in the output area. So let's go ahead and figure out the periodic rate. The periodic rate would be monthly rate. We have annual, so we click on this and we divide by how many payments per year. Okay, so per month it will be divided by 12. What about number of payments? The number of payments should be number of years, 4 times how many months we have in a year. And finally, for the loan, we use a function called present value. Now that will actually give us the present value of an investment. So that would be the loan amount for the car. Let's go to f of x. What is the rate? The rate, if you look over here in the help, it explains is interest rate per period. For example, if you have quarterly, you have to divide by 4. We have monthly, so the periodic rate would be in this box. Let's move on to number of periods. How many payment periods we have? We have 48, so that's the number of payments. What about the PMT? Is the payment made each period, so each month? The payment made each month is in B2. Now, if you look at the result, 19,444, you see that it comes out negative. So because these monthly payments are money out of the pocket, we can put minus here. Another thing you can do is to put a minus after the equal sign. Alright, so that will make it positive. Let's push OK. Let's fill in the loan amortization table. We're going to start at the beginning balance. So at the very beginning, we need to pay off the entire amount. So I'm going to link to the loan amount. What is the monthly payment? The monthly payment stays the same and is in B2. I'm going to push F4 to lock B2, and then we can simply fill it down. Let's see the interest paid. The name of the function should start with I for interest. Payment, IPMT, returns the interest payment for a given period for an investment. Let's double click it. Let's get more help. What is the rate? Is the interest rate per period. We have it calculated in E3. We fill the formula down, so let's not forget to lock it. I'm going to push F4 to add the dollar signs. PER, the period for which you want to find the interest, it must be in the range 1 to NPR, so that would be the last payment. Where do we have the payment number? We have it here in A8. Okay, now what is NPR? Total number of payment periods. We actually calculated the number of payments in E4, so let's lock it with F4. And finally, the present value, or the lump sum amount that the series of future payments is worth now. So that is the loan amount. And remember, if you click it, it comes out negative. To fix that, you can put minus, it's money out of the pocket, so now comes out positive. And let's fill it down. And let's see what's wrong here. As you can see, E7. You see what happened here? E7. So I have a label here, so that's wrong. So let's go here to the last argument, and I'm going to push F4 to lock it. So we need to lock the loan. And now let's double click to bring it down. Let's see the next function. Principal repayment. So principal PPMT returns the payment on the principal for a given investment. Double click it, and we're going to have the familiar arguments. The rate again, which is periodic, so we click it and push F4. What is PER? Specifies the period. It must be in the range 1 to NPR, so which is 48 in our case, the last payment. So let's click on number 1 here. The next argument, total number of payments. So total number of payments is 48. Let's click it and lock it with F4. And finally, present value is the loan amount. So negative, click the loan. Let's not forget to lock it. And let's push OK. Double click to bring it down. As you can see here, the $450 we pay monthly is made out of interest and principal repayment. So if you add up 85 plus 364 and the cents, you're going to get 450. So the ending balance would be the beginning balance minus the principal repayment, because this is what you're going to pay from the loan. The interest is extra. Okay, so that's the ending balance. We still need to pay off that. And over here, the beginning balance should be this number here. Okay, the ending balance previous period. So let's push enter and let's bring this one down. Now you see 0 because we do not have the ending balance here. So let's bring it down here too. And now let's scroll all the way down, and it worked. Okay, let's go ahead and fix the total. So for the beginning balance over here, we are at the very end. We do not need a total. For the monthly payments over here, we can hit the auto sum, and we're going to get the money we're going to pay in the end. And over here we have the interest. So let's see how much the interest is. Auto sum. And we can actually use the fill handle. It will be easier. And over here we see that the final balance is 0. And let's format these numbers using the sales style total. So the one with the borders. So what is the cumulative interest? We can use a function. I mean, it's very easy. You can see that here is 85.07. Over here should be these numbers added up, and over here should be these numbers added up. And in the end, it should be this total over here. Okay, so that's the cumulative interest. That's the ending cumulative interest. That's what we're going to pay for the interest. But let's use this function, because there is a function CUM for cumulative IPMT interest for the payment. Okay, so let's double click on that. Let's get more help as usual. What is the rate? Is the interest rate. Remember, the interest rate should be periodic. So let's click on it. The rate is in a cell, so let's push F4 to lock it. Number of periods would be 48. Let's lock it with F4. PV, present value, so let's use negative, and we click the loan and we lock it with F4. Now what is the start period? It's the first period in the calculation. So the first period would be always number 1. So I'm going to click it and I'm going to actually lock it. What is the end period? Is the last period in the calculation. In our case, because we are here, the payment number 1, I'm going to actually click number 1. We want to see what's the cumulative interest after 1 period. When you move it down, it will be after 2 periods. And the type is the timing of the payment. So let's put a 0 here, like we're making the payment at the end of the month, and let's push OK. And we got this error. So let's go back to the function and let's remove the minus from the PV, and now you see that it actually gives you the results. So let's use instead, after the equal sign, let's plug in a minus to make it positive. So we have 85.07, which is correct. Let's fill it down. I cannot double click because the cell on the left doesn't have anything, so it will not work. And you can see here the last value is the same as the summed up interest in this column. So that's correct. Let's do the same for the cumulative principal. So CUM for cumulative, and you see the principal over here. Let's get more help. The rate should be the periodic rate, F4 to lock it. NPR, how many payments we have? We have 48, lock it with F4. PV, the loan, click it and lock it. Start period. The start period always is number 1, so I'm going to lock that one. But the end period, when you are on row 1, is payment number 1. When you are on row number 2, it will be payment number 2. And finally, the type, so you can click on help on this function. And because this is required, I have to type in something. It can be 0 end of period or 1 beginning of period. So we assume 0. And you see how it comes out negative? So don't forget to plug in a minus after the equal sign. And now the double click should work. And we can see the number here matching the total in the column of the principal repayment.